Hi, everyone. It's Laura Nalbandian. I am the coordinator for ISAR 2022. ISAR2022.org is where you can find all the information about the conference. It's happening August 25th through the 29th in Colorado in a place called Westminster. I wanted to say Weston, but that's the hotel. Westminster, which is right between Denver and Boulder. The weather's going to be gorgeous, lovely time of the year. The Colorado Rocky Mountains. We're going to have 100 speakers giving a variety of lectures on a variety of topics. One of those speakers is here with me today, and that is Nathan Naicker. So welcome, Nathan, and thank you for taking the time to be with me today.
Thanks, Laura. Yeah, good to be here and get this show on the road. Finally.
Yes, absolutely. We're all just kind of, as they say here, chomping at the bit to see everybody in person. And so for those of you who may not know who Nathan is, I will read his bio for you, though you can find it on the website. He has a background as a petroleum engineer and has been practicing astrology professionally since 2012. His qualifications in traditional Western astrology over the last decade cover natal, horary, mundane, locational, and medical branches. He has been studying traditional Vedic astrology since 2016 and visits India 2 to 3 months a year for that purpose. Nathan runs retreats and hosts webinars, workshops, and private courses, and he specializes in rectification for astrologers around the world. So, is this your first time lecturing for ISAR?
Yes, that is correct.
Exciting. Now, what about, is this the first conference for the United States all around, or have you done other conferences in the United States?
Not in the United States, as I believe, although I've taught at Kepler. I'm going to be teaching at Kepler later in the year. Done workshops, but not the conferences. It's been the UK and the IAA. Is that also in the US?
IAA is the International Astrological Academy, I believe.
Isn't it Australia?
Well, it's kind of, I mean, it's owned by, are we talking about the Ina Stanley?
Ina Stanley,
Ina Stanley. And so that's kind of virtual, it's kind of worldwide, so to speak.
Yeah, so I've been involved with breaking down the borders since 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be your first venture into a conference in the United States. It's usually a huge party as well as a space for learning. And, you know, I believe when we're having fun and we're gathering or learning information, we tend to integrate it better. ISAR's tagline is joining hearts and minds. So this is about us coming together again, because we haven't been allowed or been able to really gather in the last 2 years here in the United States. So I personally am very excited. How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling very much the same. I will be traveling in India and then the US for the conference. So it's going to be a whirlwind from a travel perspective. But, you know, it's going to be good to also connect with my fellow astrologers in the US, physically, personally.
Yes.
And I did study in the US, in Texas, so my undergraduate degree. So I'm going to be reconnecting with some friends as well along the way. So it's going to be a nice time to catch up with people and also just shake off this pandemic sort of woes collectively.
Yes, indeed. So you are doing a lecture on Sunday, the 28th, and it's called Introducing the Southern Tropical Zodiac Toward a Holistic Astrology. Tell us more about that.
Yes. As you know, in astrology, the wonderful world of astrology, and with many wonderful astrologers, there are different perspectives on things that come up from time to time. You know, we have the asteroids and then whole signs. And so we're always innovating. We always, through research and development in the world of astrology, we come up with these tools, more tools to help us to read the sky and from different perspectives, which is part of the fun of it, and also the shows the breadth of acceptance in the world of astrology. And what I began, and I touched upon in 2012, was, you know, in all the sources I've read and all the teachings I've listened to, teaching beginner astrology, we all talk about the seasons and the zodiac and how the tropical zodiac is aligned with the seasons, and Aries at the start of spring, and things like that. And that follows through in the descriptions traditionally in the texts as well when they're describing things and events. And of course, my mind was, well, what about the Southern Hemisphere? What's going on there? And it has been a question in the minds of great astrologers as well, going back from Dane Rodier down to recent times, Benedict Brady, and everyone's given an opinion about it. And I've looked at all of that because, of course, we're standing on the shoulders of giants all the time. And I wanted to also look at charts more because I wasn't seeing that happening. To really look into it, coming from a scientific engineering background, this was kind of and having a Virgo sun and Virgo Mercury, this was kind of the approach. And so I looked at all the Southern Hemisphere A and AA rated charts on AstroDataBank, all of them. I pulled them out manually, and over the course of a couple of months, the end of 2017 and into 2018, it sort of basically proved to myself that, or convinced myself that, hey, the seasons do kind of shift and the signs do change as well in the Southern Hemisphere. And it seems to work really well and faster and quicker. And and then I started looking at mundane charts, electional charts, consultation charts, horary charts that I was doing, and natal charts, of course, looking at people's lives and clients. And going past the existential crisis that shortly ensued in my practice, I got over that because the pursuit of truth. And so it's based upon this principle that the tropical zodiac is aligned to the seasonal changes. It is, which are terrestrial in nature, the seasons are on Earth. And it does flip across the hemispheres, and that does lead to questions later on in the pursuit of the truth. But that's the premise of it, and the work that I've done shows that there is actually something to this perspective in charts where it's just very clear.
It seems to me, and I will only speak from just a theoretical point of view or a philosophical point of view on my end without your extensive background in the research into this. It seems intuitive and logical in its own way, right?
Exactly. Yes,
right.
Yes. Yeah.
So well done. And I encourage everyone to come join us in August of this year for ISAR 2022 to come visit and check out Nathan's lecture. We have a vast variety of lectures, and we're going to have evening events. It's going to be a whole lot of fun in the process. Again, isar2022.org is the website. You can register today. Don't miss out, and we'll see you there.